ఇంతకుముందు వీడియోలో అడ్జెక్టివ్స్ నేర్చుకున్నాము, కానీ ఈ వీడియోలో అడ్జెక్టివ్స్ రకాలు అంటే డిగ్రీస్ ఆఫ్ అడ్జెక్టివ్స్ ఆ 3 రకాలు ఉంటాయి. అవి ఏంటి, ఎలా వాడాలి, అంతేకాకుండా ఒక రూపాన్ని నుంచి ఇంకో రూపాన్ని కూడా ఎలా అనువాదిస్తూ మనం ఇంగ్లీష్లో ఫ్లూయెంట్గా ఎట్లా మాట్లాడాలని ఈ వీడియోలో చాలా వెరీ గుడ్ ఎక్స్ప్లెనేషన్ చెప్తాను. పూర్తిగా చూడండి వీడియోని. We're going to discuss the concept of adjective development. For learners who have already watched the video on adjectives, this is a way further up, and we're going to develop the concepts of degrees of adjectives and apply them in sentences. Make notes as you see this symbol, and use your fair notes. Use another book for your homework. You may pause the video and take notes as you feel required. So we know that adjectives have degrees like simple, comparative and superlative. Like simple is I am great. Comparative, you compare one with one, so it becomes I am greater than you. And superlative, I am greatest of all. So the words that you must remember here is than you for comparative, and for superlative, of all. These are the keywords. These keywords suggest that this is comparative and this is superlative. So one-on-one comparison చేసేటప్పుడు you get than you. One with many comparison చేసేటప్పుడు of all. Right. So we know the degrees, simple, comparative and superlative. These are adjectives, simple adjectives, the comparative degrees and the superlative degrees. We have an entire video on this. Similarly, you have special adjectives where the comparative and superlative degrees are altogether different words. Like good, the comparative is better and the superlative is best. The same goes with bad, worse, worst, many, more, most, much, more, most. Also, we have adjectives where we cannot use er and est forms, like beautiful, more beautiful, most beautiful, courageous, more courageous, most courageous, more decent, most decent, more studious, most studious. So this is all about degrees of adjectives, which we have already learned. Now what we're going to do here is this. Now look at this sentence, I am strong. And look also the degree of the adjective here. The degree of the adjective here is simple, right? Now look at this. My brother is stronger than me. My father is the strongest of all. Now here I am trying to compare myself with my brother. Now here there are 3 people, my father, me and my brother. And of course my father is strongest of all. So look at the keywords than me and of all, and look how the degree changes when I use these keywords. Let's look at another example. I'm intelligent. I'm using the same references as brother and father here also. My brother is more intelligent than me. My father is the most intelligent. Look, I use the word the for superlative degree, and it's a must that you use the for superlative degree. Okay, the strongest, the most intelligent of all. Okay, so another one, I am good, but my brother is better than me. My father is the best of all. Okay, so we are using a simple case of father, myself and a brother, and we're trying to frame these sentences, 3 sentences using the 3 degrees to keep the meaning intact. Okay, in the next slides I'll try to teach you how you can write a superlative degree into comparative degree and simple degree. or a comparative degree into simple degree. But before we get started, let's get started with this. So let's try to fill in these blanks here. I am strong. My brother is dash than me. My brother is stronger than me. Next one. My father is the dash of all. My father is the strongest of all. Next one. I am intelligent. My brother is dash than me. My brother is more intelligent than me. Next one. My father is the dash of all. My father is the most intelligent of all. Next one. I am good. My brother is dash than me. My father is the dash of all. I am bold. My brother is dash than me. My brother is bolder than me. Bolder because we are comparing brother and myself. Next one. My father is the dash of all. My father is the boldest of all. I am deep. My brother is dash than me. My brother is deeper than me. My father is the deepest of all. I am high. My brother is dash than me. My brother is higher than me. Since we are comparing only two people. My father is the dash of all. I am thick. My brother is dash than me. My brother is thicker than me. My father is the thickest of all. I am weak. My brother is dash than me. My father is the dash of all. My father is the weakest of all. I am beautiful. My brother is dash than me. My father is the dash of all. My brother is more beautiful than me. There must be a difference between simple and comparative degree. My father is the dash of all. My father is the most beautiful of all. Now there's a word that I want to share here, that is handsome. So usually females are beautiful, not males. Males are handsome, females are beautiful. So of course my brother and father are handsome is what is more appropriate. However, for the sake of practicing the degrees alone, we are using this. If you want, you may replace this with handsome in your written examples. I am courageous. My brother is dash than me. My brother is more courageous than me. My father is the most courageous of all. I am intelligent. My brother is more intelligent than me. My father is the most intelligent of all. I am pleasant. My brother is more pleasant than me. My father is the most pleasant of all. Start writing and fill with the right degrees. Next one. I am decent. My brother is dash than me. My father is the most decent of all. My brother is more decent than me. I am studious. My brother is dash than me. My brother is more studious than me. My father is the most studious of all. I am bad. My brother is dash than me. My brother is worse than me. My brother is worse than me for comparative. My father is the dash of all. My father is the worst of all. My father is the worst of all. Write the examples with the correct degrees of adjectives in the blanks. We know the degrees are either simple, comparative, or superlative. In comparative, we are comparing two nouns. In superlative, we compare it one with more than one noun. So the keywords is than me for comparative, of all for superlative. Here we will try to learn how to rewrite the degrees. So what do I mean by rewriting degrees is we have superlative degree, comparative degree, and simple degree. So this is the third one, this is the second one, and this is the first one. So when we are trying to rewrite the degrees, it means in a sentence which has superlative degree, we can rewrite the same sentence into comparative degree without changing the meaning. Also, we can write the superlative degree sentence into a simple degree sentence without changing the meaning again. So if you remember this order of 3, 2, 1, it becomes easy for you to remember what are the possibilities of rewriting the degrees. Superlative can be rewritten into comparative. Superlative can also be rewritten into superlative. So only higher can be written into lower. It's like that. So when it comes to comparative can be written into simple. Got it? Okay. So I would like to write this slide. This is a guiding principle for you on how to rewrite the degrees. You can write a superlative into comparative or a superlative into simple, or we can write a comparative into simple. Continuing with the guiding principles that we have learnt, observe the following sentences once as superlative, comparative, and simple. So we're considering the first rewriting possibility, how to write superlative degrees into comparative. So superlative, how can I convert it into comparative degrees? My father is the boldest of all. There is the missing here. My father is the boldest of all. So I am trying to change boldest into bolder here. And I'll try to keep the meaning the same. My father is the boldest of all. So there is nobody bolder than your father, right? That's what I am writing here. Nobody is bolder than my father. Now look, this is very similar to my brother is bolder than me. So here this is the subject, this is the object. Now look at the same here. Instead of my brother, I have nobody as the subject. My father, which is subject here, becomes object. So how to remember? The keyword is nobody is bolder. So how do I rewrite superlative into comparative? By remembering this. Nobody is bolder than my father. That's how you write superlatives into comparative. And I'm not trying to change the meaning. I'm changing the degree, but I'm not changing the meaning. Let us see how you can write superlative into simple degree. My father is the boldest of all. Let me write D here again. My father is the boldest of all. So what I'm trying to say is nobody is as bold as my father. See, nobody is bolder than my father. Nobody is as bold as. That's the key word. As bold as. Nobody. So see, when we say superlative, it's very simple. In comparative and simple, there is nobody who can match. So nobody is bolder than my father, or nobody is as bold as my father. That's it. That's it. The keywords you got to remember is nobody is bolder or nobody is as bold as. Now instead of bolder and bold, you can use the other adjectives. Okay, let us see one more example here. Comparative. So we know that we can rewrite a comparative into simple degree. I mean, that's what we know here, right? We can rewrite a comparative into a simple degree. Higher degree can be rewritten in a lower degree. So how does that work? The example is my brother is bolder than me. So here the keyword is we are going to use not, and also we are going to use as, bold as. So when I say my brother is bolder than me, it means I am not as bold as my brother. Simple. See, we have simple degree here. See, my brother is taller than me. Right? My brother is taller than me. That means I am not tall as my brother. So I am not as tall as my brother. Is a simple degree. This is a comparative. The meaning is not changing, yet we are changing the degrees. Here it is comparative degree and here it is simple degree. My brother is bolder than me. I am not as bold as my brother. Okay. So did you understand how you can write a superlative into comparative? And also superlative can be written into simple degree. Or we can write a comparative into a simple degree as well. So we already know that a superlative degree can be written into comparative or simple. Now we have superlative examples here, and on the right you are required to write in comparative degree without changing the meaning. Okay, so I'm going to do this with you. So first one, my father is boldest of all. So the keyword is bolder than my father. Okay, nobody is bolder than my father. So next one, my father is deepest of all. Nobody is deeper than my father. Next one, my father is highest of all. My father is strongest of all. Nobody is stronger than my father. My father is the thickest of all. Not of all. This is comparative. So than explains that it is comparative. My father is weakest of all. Weaker than my father. Are we changing the meanings here? No, we are not changing the meaning. My father is the best of all. My father is best of all. What is the comparative for best? Now read the same sentences. My father is best of all. Nobody is better than my father. Do you notice any difference? They're very similar, right? What's the comparative for worst? Nobody is worse than my father. Understood? Next one. Well, we'll change it. This is not beautiful. We'll make it handsome. Who is most handsome of all? So what is the comparative for most handsome? Nobody is more handsome than my father. Than is the key word for comparative. Got it? Right. Next one. My father is most courageous of all. What is the comparative for most courageous? Nobody is. What's the comparative for most? So that completes rewriting superlatives into comparative degree. Okay, so the next one, we'll try to write superlatives into simple degree. So how do we do that? My father is boldest of all. Same superlatives, but I'm trying to write in simple degree. So the key word for superlative to simple is as good as bold as. Here, okay, nobody is as bold as my father, right? My father. So notice we are keeping the degree in simple, but here it is superlative and we're not changing the meaning. All right, okay. So my father is highest of all.
My father is highest of all. Nobody is as high as my father. High as my father.
Not has, as. Okay.
My father is strongest of all. Nobody is as strong as my father. My father is thickest of all. Nobody is as thick as my father.
My father is weakest of all.
My father is weakest of all. Nobody is as weak as my father.
Nobody is as weak as my father. Next one. My father is best of all.
Nobody is as best.
As, what is the simple for best? I said simple. That is superlative. Nobody is as good as my father. Good is the simple for best. Next one. My father is worst of all.
Dad. Nobody is as bad as my father.
My father is most beautiful of all. We'll make it handsome.
Nobody is more handsome.
Nobody is
More
wrong. Simple. Simple. What is the simple for most handsome? Handsome. The simple for most handsome is handsome.
more
No more. That's comparative. When we say more, so look at the previous slide. So you will understand better. When you're trying to write superlative into comparative, most handsome becomes more handsome. And yes, we are using nobody is more handsome than my father. The meaning did not change. But this time, I am trying to write in simple. So what is the simple for most handsome? It is handsome.
Oh, yeah.
So We are not going to write nobody is more handsome than my father. We are not going to use than here because we are not using comparative anymore. So it becomes nobody is as handsome. Just like how you have written the previous examples above. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Nobody is as handsome as my father. Next one. My father is most courageous of all.
All. Nobody is as courageous or my father as my father. My father is most intelligent of
My father is most intelligent of all.
Nobody is as intelligent my father.
As intelligent as
My father.
father. Okay.
My father is most pleasant of all.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody is less than my father.
Nobody is
As my father.
as pleasant
Less than
as my
pleasant.
father. My father is most decent of all. Rewrite.
Nobody is as my father. My father is most
My father is the most studious of all. Nobody is
serious. My father.
as studious as. Complete the sentence. Okay?
Nobody is
Mhm.
as
Mhm.
very as my father.
Studious as my father. So that completes rewriting. Superlative into comparative is done. Superlative into simple is also done. We are only left with one set of conversions. Comparative into simple. So how do we do that? So let me replace the blanks first. Alright. So my brother is bolder than me. So what is the key word? We are using not and we are using simple. What is the simple for bolder?
Bold.
I am not as bold as my brother. The key word is not and also as bold as. Alright, so let's do this. I'm not changing the meaning when I'm rewriting the sentences. Also notice that. So, my brother is deeper than me.
I'm not as he has my brother.
My brother is higher than me.
I am not as high as my brother. My
Good.
brother is stronger than me.
My brother is stronger than me.
Then I am not as strong than my brother.
I am not as strong
As my brother.
as my brother. No than here. It's not comparative anymore. Making it simple, right? Okay.
My brother is bigger
Mm-hmm.
than me.
Okay.
I am not as big as my brother.
It is as. I am not
I am
as.
not as big as my brother.
As my brother.
As
My brother is weaker than me.
than me. I am not as big as my brother. My brother is better than me.
My brother is better than me.
I'm not as better.
What is the simple for better?
Best.
Simple for better.
Best is a good best.
Rewrite.
I am not good as I'm not as good as my brother.
It is as, not has. Okay. I'm not as good as my brother.
My brother is worse than me. I am not as bad as my brother. My brother is more beautiful. My brother
Make it
is
handsome.
more handsome. My brother not. My brother not. My I am not as handsome as my brother.
I am not as handsome as my brother. Next. My brother is more courageous than me.
I am not as courageous as my brother. My brother is more intelligent than me. I am not as intelligent as my brother.
I am not as intelligent as my brother. My brother is more pleasant than me.
I am not as my brother.
I am not as pleasant as my brother. My brother is more decent than me.
I am not as my brother.
I am not as decent as my brother. Okay, last one. You tell
My
me.
brother is more studious than me. I am not as my brother.
My brother is more studious than me. I am not as studious as my brother. Yes?
Okay.
Alright, so that completes our writing of superlative into comparative, superlative into simple, and comparative into simple. Do you notice the sentences here? My father is boldest of all. Nobody is bolder than my father. Or nobody is as bold as my father. My brother is bolder than me. I am not as bold as my brother. Do you observe the tone of the sentence, the meaning of the sentence, and also the degree used in the sentence? Right? So, what's your homework? The homework is you will write the sentences, the examples shown here from the beginning. Okay? The link for this PPT is provided in the description part of the video, or you can actually rewrite the sentences and examples from the notes that you have taken just now. Your second part of the homework is you will try to practice rewriting the degrees using a material that's provided in the link. There are more examples that allows you to practice more number of times so that you get a better grip on the adjective development concept.
కెవిన్ స్పోకెన్ ఇంగ్లీష్కి సబ్స్క్రైబ్ చేయండి. ఈ ఛానల్లో మాత్రమే మీకు ఇంగ్లీష్ ఇంత ఈజీగా అండ్ బెస్ట్ ఎక్స్ప్లెనేషన్స్తో తెలుగులో దొరుకుతాయి. అలానే కెవిన్స్ స్పోకెన్ ఇంగ్లీష్ కంప్లీట్ లెర్నింగ్ సిస్టమ్ ప్లేలిస్ట్లో ఉన్న ప్రతి వీడియోని ఫాలో చేయండి. ఇంగ్లీష్లో మీరు సులువుగా మాట్లాడగలుగుతారు.